Good morning, Washington.
In color. Starring Leslie Nielsen. Also starring Alan North. And Rex Hamilton as Abraham Lincoln. Tonight's special guest star, William Shatner. Hey, you. Tonight's episode, The Guilty Alibi.
I love it, love it. Those are the old Police Squad, the old TV show there from, remember the Naked Gun movies? I love that. I'll show you. I love Leslie Nielsen. Passed away. When did he pass away? A year or two ago? Great guy, though. Dramatic actor for many years, and then he went and did comedy, the Airplane movie, and then the Naked Gun movies, and they did Police Squad. This show this was actually a show on ABC, it ran for 6 episodes. Where was this? I don't know the year. Somewhere in the 80s, right? Ran for 6 episodes, and they canceled it. But you watch it today, and it is just hideously hilarious. And I always liked that. They always had a guest star who literally died in the opening credits. That guest star is William Shatner, and he dies in the opening credits. Okay, for today we got flashback. Remember the TV Dinners book and Other Media Munchies? This came out. Gosh, when was this released? I don't know. Let's just say long time ago. Favorite recipes from the Washington broadcast community, 1986. So today's favorite recipe was right there. Okay, you can use the freeze frame there on your video controller there for Gordon Peterson's Gordon's Chinese Chicken. 2 boneless chicken breasts, 2 sweet red peppers, 1 hot red pepper, a few spring onions, soy to taste, duck sauce to taste, cornstarch for thickening oil, and silver almonds. Take the that goes on and on here. Oh gosh, yeah. Well, anyhow, if you're really interested in it, drop me an email and I'll send you the recipe. Okay. Otherwise, you can see it there. But anyhow. Cool. It says here, Gordon Peterson is eyewitness news anchorman at 6 p.m. and 11 p.m. He joined WDVM-TV, then WTOP, in 1969. In addition to his anchor duties, he continues to work as a reporter, producer, and reporter on series and specials. Prior to coming to Washington, he was a journalist in Boston. Of course, this was in 1986. WDVM is now WUSA, and Gordon left the station, is now over at Channel 7 WJLA. There, but he's still around. He's him and Jim Vance, the 2 news deans of the Washington local TV market. Okay. Well, if you're running out to a newsstand this weekend, it's not snowing and you can make it out to a newsstand, check out the Washington Business Journal, because there's a big article. Somebody sent me a copy of it here. The Washington Business Journal, making waves. They do a big story here on WNEW, the new CBS All Newser. And, of course, it's not. They have a little highlight of it on their website, but you have to pay if you want to read it. But I got it here. And, I'll give you a speed read. Since CBS Radio launched WNEW on January 22, Washington listeners have had a choice between 2 all-news radio stations, the New Guys or the tried and true WTOP. Whether that choice survives, thrives, or dies depends on how many people like Jay Rosenberg spend their clients' money. Rosenberg of CEO Washington Rosenberg Media handles media sales for WTOP's most reliable advertisers like Hadid Carpet, Rug, and Thompson Creek Windows, and My Eye Doctor. Their prestigious buys have helped make WTOP the top revenue stations and blah, 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 blah. Okay, that's a good point. But, one of the reasons why WTOP is such a top earner is because of a lot of that defense contracting, kind of Capitol Hill advocacy spending, Anyhow, It's a gutsy move by CBS, says Mark Fratrick, chief economist of Chantilly-based BIA Kelsey. Goes on and on and on here. Then we have Steve Swenson, saying, "Hey, it's a good. I think it's a good idea. I do think it's a good idea." The first sign of WNEW's initial impact will come as early as April. That's when the ratings will have stabilized after the curiosity factor subsides. Of course, we reported just this week that WNEW did debut in the weekly PPMs at 31st place. Blah, 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 blah. And then they have Joel Oxley, who just celebrated his 20th year at WTOP, commenting here, and and then of course, Dave Hughes, author of DCRTV.com, a radio and television news blog, said if CBS Radio changes its mind and begins to pursue frequency additions, it would be evidence that CBS Radio is getting more aggressive about WNEW. Quote, if they really want to go after WTOP, they're going to have to do something about the signal, unquote, says Hughes. Quote, if it's just to make a dent in them, what they're doing now is fine, unquote. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, so that's my view, and I'm sticking to it. Okay, with PPMs, you need a strong signal. Okay, those are those electronic ratings device thingies that they now use, and WNEW signal is good in the DC area and inside the Beltway, PG County, and into Baltimore. But I tell you, if they really want to challenge TOP, they're going to need some kind of a West Coast, a Western Metro signal. Whether it's Winchester's 92.5 or Frederick's 99.9 or Warrenton's 94.3, I don't know. They need some. But anyhow, we shall see. My personal prediction is that WNEW will probably settle in at 16th or 17th place by about April, and WTOP will still be in the top 5. It may not be number 1, but it may, it'll be either 1 or 2 or 3. And that's how it's going to settle out. That's how I think it's going to settle out. Unless WNEW CBS does something radical, like gets another signal, or really does some heavy-duty TV marketing, which I don't see the move. But anyhow. Okay, folks, let's look at the Washington Post today. I'm always impressed at the style section on Saturdays, how lame it is. It's thin. It's lame. What's the big deal in the style section today? Pat Buchanan bounced by MSNBC, okay? What does the Washington Post do? This is a local story because Pat Buchanan's a local guy. He goes back in the local media a long time. So how do they cover it? They get a piece from the LA Times, a wire piece from the LA Times, and they get it a day late. It was in the New York Times yesterday. They get it a day late. Okay, we're using wire service copy and a day late. That's the style section for you, folks. I wonder why Fari didn't write that piece. He tends to write those kind of nationally media pieces this day. I guess he was. I guess Friday was his day off, right? He was probably out with a wife at one of the at the Walmart. And another thing, here's another thing in the Washington Post today. Google violated iPhone users' privacy. Again, this was a story broken by the Wall Street Journal yesterday, and they used a Bloomberg wire service piece in the Post. Okay, yeah, great stuff there. Great stuff. I'm tired. Man, I'm exhausted from picking up that heavy Washington Post today. Wow. Other big news, Channel 4 will be carrying Steve Harvey's new TV show. Steve is going to be starting a afternoon talk show this fall, and we hear it's going to run in the 2 o'clock slot over there on WRC television. Salem adds another station to its rack. It's adds another station in the Washington market. As you know, Salem owns WAVA, which is 105.1 and 780. They're based out of Arlington. And it's Christian talk on both signals and some religion. And they also own WWRC 1260, which is a political talker, okay? Which is a transmitter up there, I think, in Silver Spring. But anyhow, it doesn't get a great signal in Northern Virginia. Well, we hear that Salem has bought 1250 right next door there in Warrenton, Virginia, which had been a relay for WTNT, which is a Metro Radio Talker 730-1029. Anyhow, Salem's going to be buying that station. So what are they going to do with it? My guess is WAVA has a great signal into the Warrenton area. You know, they don't need a relay, but WWRC could use some help in Northern Virginia. So I would predict they're going to put that political talk format on 1250. So WWRC will be 1260 and 1250. That's what I think. That's what I think. Okay, folks, I guess that's about it for today. I just wanted to say hello. Have a nice... by the way, if you haven't helped us out, DCRTV can always use a donation. A couple of bucks. If you have $1,000 laying around, if you have $1 laying around, send it to me. PayPal it to my Hotmail, to my Hotmail address, which is dcrtv@hotmail.com. dcrtv@hotmail.com. Just go to PayPal and send the money to dcrtv@hotmail.com. $1, $5, $10, $1,000, we can use it. Thanks for watching DCRTV Dave TV for this Saturday, the 18th of February, 2011 or 12. Someday I'm going to get that right. Have a good one. So, there.